Well, good morning, Laguna Woods. It's wonderful that you tuned in to the very first show, brand new show called Inspiration for Today. And we hope that this becomes a habit for you. It's a show designed to bring hope, encouragement, and inspiration to Laguna Woods. Now, how are we going to do that? How do we plan to every day have something fresh and meaningful for you? Well, we're going to let the Bible speak to us. My name is Rick Bradford, and I'm the pastor at Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods. And so, obviously, we are going to bring this to you from a Christian, biblical perspective. Now, for those of you who are already Christians, you certainly are invited to join us, and I hope that it'll become kind of like your morning devotion. The way we came up with these verses is that I had Googled 50 most important Christian verses. And then and when you do that, if you do that, then you'll find that there are many lists that you come up with. These verses are taken from one of those lists. But maybe you're not there yet. Maybe you're not a follower of Christ. That's wonderful. We were all at a different place in our faith journeys at different times. Maybe you can study Christianity and listen to what we have to say from the comfort of your living room. And I hope you'll do that every single day, because every day is going to be different. Now, we're going to have every week a different co-host. And our co-host for this week, I'm happy to introduce Frankie Zumbro. I've been struggling with your name a little bit, but I got it right. So, Frankie, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm new to Laguna Woods. I've only been here for 2 years. I have come out a number of times prior to moving here because I have a twin sister who lives here.
Does she look just like you?
We're identical. Only I'm 3 minutes older, so my hair is gray.
I see. Okay, that's good.
Okay.
Well,
just anyway, so
yeah.
as I came out, I loved being out here, and I had prayed because my children are still on the East Coast. And it was a hard move to leave them there.
Well, I'm sure glad you did.
Thank you.
Now, tell me, so I know you came and you came to our church, Laguna Woods Saddleback. But what are the other things you've gotten involved with? Because I know something, and I think I know you know a lot of our audience.
Well, there's so much to do here. I'm taking pickleball lessons. I play golf. I'm doing ceramics and stained glass windows. This is through Emeritus. I'm horseback riding. I'm in a book club. I was taking financial investments. That was a little over my head, to say the least. I took Spanish, but there's so much to do.
Yeah.
And I love it.
Well, I'm so glad you came both to Laguna Woods and where were you from, actually?
North Carolina.
North Carolina. I thought I heard a little North Carolina accent in that.
Yes, I have an accent.
Well, let me give you our verse for today. And every day is going to be a different verse. But today, we wanted to start with this one, which is, "Your word is a lamp to my feet and a light unto my path." That's from Psalm 119, verse 105, written by King David, by the way. And I love the way he makes it clear that God's word lights up the way that he can go. And this is a dark world in which we live. And not all choices are the same. And so, well, I know you had an experience in a cave that you were willing to share with us. Go ahead.
Several years ago, my husband and I took our grandchildren to Luray Caverns, which is in Virginia. And we went on a tour where the tour guide took us deep within the belly of the earth. And we descended some steep stairs and walkways down way below the Earth's surface. There were stalagmites and all of that around. you could hear water going. And as she is talking to us, she's telling us the story that Indians would actually hide in the caves. And sometimes when their enemies came close, they went further into the deep crevices of the cave. Well, it's pitch black to them.
Yeah.
And some of the Indians lost their lives. They never could find their way out. Well, she said, do you want to see how that feels? Well, I didn't. But
And you said yes.
no, I didn't.
Oh,
I really
okay.
didn't want to.
All right.
But she turned off the lights anyways. It was so pitch black, you could not see your hand in front of your face. I had not grabbed my grandchildren's hands. We were just frozen
Yeah.
in that cave. She said, the tour guide said, now let's see if you can find your way out. Well, that was ludicrous. Nobody
Yeah.
in their right mind would even budge to find their way out. It was that dark.
I love the way you say that, because I think that relates very well back to this verse, because you say no one would dare try to do that.
Right.
So often in life we try to just walk our own self through the darkness of life. And yet the Bible is that, well, she did turn the lights back on, right?
Well, yes, eventually. And it became obvious to us. It took us a while to get used to the light again because it seemed like a glare,
Yeah.
a deep, a dark glare almost. But
Yeah.
we walked out, and it was very obvious to me that the only way out was to follow the path of the light.
Yeah. Well, and so as we've talked prior to this, King David, at a point in his life, if you read through the Old Testament, lived in caves at times. He was trying to get away from those who were trying to harm him. So we know that at times he had it very dark. So when he writes a verse like this, your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light to my path, he knows that it relates back, and that creates the light that he can see. Now, here's one thing I just want us all to take today, and that is that a lamp in a cave like that is a certain length of time. And
Exactly.
everyone thinks that the Bible tells you exactly where to go, and that's not true. God gives us intellect to think where we go, but it does set the parameters. Don't go outside where the light is. Stay inside of that, and God is happy with whatever choices you make. Does that make sense?
It makes a lot of sense. Day by day, moment by moment, we're guided by the light.
I think so.
Yeah, I do too.
And so that's why I wanted to start with this particular verse, because if we're going to look at a different Bible verse every day, and I'm really excited about the one for tomorrow, by the way, and that's partly because, and I hope everyone will tune back in, because we're going to hear about your faith journey and how the Lord worked in your life, and then how he helped you in times of trouble. But for today, let's just get this verse down. Your word is a lamp unto my feet and a light unto my path. And if we can just get that and think through all day today, that'll be plenty. And the reality is, Frankie, so tomorrow, are you set to tell us?
Oh, yes.
Okay. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. And so we are going to be a part of this every single day. I hope you'll make a habit of it. Maybe even set your DVR so that you don't miss any of the episodes, because we want you here, and they all will fit together. But until we meet again tomorrow, I want you just to remember, you matter to God. You really do. But you matter to us at Saddleback Church of Laguna Woods also. And I hope to meet you personally sometime. Have a great, blessed day.